Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at SUI, see what's going on. We can see the price action didn't bounce off its local point of control at that time was 360. We can see this current local support range about 342. Holding on very, I wouldn't say poorly, it's still holding, but it's like the last line of defense. Okay, so keep in mind, Bitcoin dominance is jumping up. SUI and many other good coins are pulling back right now. So if we do lose this 342 range, I do personally feel like 320 to 310, maybe even $3 even will be the next potential target there. So just keep that in mind. Not the best conditions right now to consider a long. It's a Friday. It's almost a weekend. Bitcoin is highly manipulated today, and it's just not a great situation or a great fit for longs. It's just inherently higher risk. That's all. Not to say you can still do it. And technically, we're within a range. We're working within a range, and we're in the bottom of that range. The likelihood of going up from here is quite high, but it does require Bitcoin to stabilize and go higher, which it's doing. Just if you look at the price action for SUI, it's just so poor comparatively. So just be mindful of that. All that being said, locally, we can see here 325 to 320 is that next area of open interest, that's a liquidation, and we can recognize that we are technically a little bit closer to that, so decent chance we do see a pullback here for this coin. We can see liquidation delta has shifted bearish. This is unusual because if you look at most other altcoins, they're mostly in the green, where they have more longs for liquidation delta versus shorts. Right now, we're seeing that inverse pairing there for SUI or SUI, and it's not a good fit, or sorry, not a good look. However you look at it, you usually don't want to take longs into this kind of situation. Having said that, if you do take a long, 360 is still that area of open interest. That'll be a tentative resistance for us, so there's a decent chance we come back up to that 360 level, that we'll see a rejection there, and the price may continue to pull back. So that's kind of where we're at from the back end. From the front end, things are still the same as before. We're still looking very bullish in the macro. There's nothing truly shift here. In fact, that kind of reminds me of like a comment somebody mentioned down below yesterday. They're like, oh, so now you're bullish on this coin? It was hilarious to me. I can't stop laughing at stuff like that because people need to recognize, and they're probably the ones that don't watch the whole videos, that you have to remain kind of gelid when it comes to trading. You can't attach yourself to one mindset or the other. The truth is the macro and the 4-hour time frame are still looking awesome for this coin. So there's that, right? But the real truth here is we're starting to see some cracks in the glass on the back end, and the likelihood of further downside makes more sense because we keep retesting this lower range. Even though we do have a bullish type of rectangle pattern, you could even argue that this is like a head and shoulders, a pretty significant head and shoulders, okay? So who knows, right? No one truly knows, but I think the odds of this coin going lower is higher, just based on the simple fact that Bitcoin, while it's trying to pump towards that 98, 99K range to sweep that extra liquidation, there's a solid chance that Bitcoin doesn't survive this kind of price point this weekend. That's just my speculation. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there. There's not much else to really note. The only thing else that's actually super important that my community members may not know, because I don't think there's an article for it, but you need to understand we got a nice little deposit reward bonus between now and May 14th. It's a very tentative short-term thing, but it's really easy. It's like a 20% return on a deposit, upwards of $2,000. So however you do it, it's up to you, but make sure you use my link down below to register if you haven't yet already, and we'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one out there. Also, feel free to check out my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I'm getting a lot more likes and follows here too, so it's nice to kind of have that. I do have shorts and many other things available for you there, so check that out in your own time. I really appreciate you though. Nonetheless, thank you again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care out there.